Hey, tell me your name, sir.
Dígame su nombre, señor.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Carlos.
Tell me your name, sir.
Roberto Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Carlos.
Tell me your name, sir.
Roberto Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Carlos Pineda Cruz.
Roberto Carlos.
Okay. Mr. Cruz, sir, you were charged with 1 count of driving without a valid driver's license.
Señor Cruz, a usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir válida.
No, yo no manejo porque no tengo licencia.
I don't drive because I don't have a license.
Okay.
Oh,
That's what you were charged with, sir.
De eso que a usted se le acusa, señor.
I think we may have a mix-up on the persons. There's another gentleman here whose name is Cruz, and I think that's the person who's involved in this particular case, Judge.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on 1 second.
I know that we had some background noise, Judge, when I gave you the name. He said that his name was Roberto Carlos Pineda Cruz. So maybe his last name is listed as Pineda.
Oh, Judge, which LE number do you have? Because I have a Roberto Carlos, and that's all it says on here, or Carlos Roberto, and that's 2. Right number.
Okay, so I have a Roberto Carlos with an LE number of 213-4229.
Okay, and that was for a battery charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I have a it looks like Refugio Ramirez Cruz.
Yes, Judge, and I believe he's here on a warrant, an ICE warrant. Yes,
Yes.
he's here on an ICE warrant.
Yes.
So the
person-
gentleman that's standing right here, he's the one for the battery charge.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery.
Señora, ¿usted se le acusa de un cargo de agresión corporal simple?
Your bond is going to be set at $5,000.
Su fianza va a estar fija a $5,000.
$5,000.
5,000.
Okay.
And there's going to be a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from Lorena Fernandez.
Y va a haber una condición en su fianza que le prohíbe acercarse a Lorena Fernández.
Ya tengo 2 meses que no me le acerco a esa señora.
Repita.
Tengo 2 meses que no le hablo ni me le acerco, es mi esposa. 2 meses.
I haven't gotten used to, I haven't gotten close to or spoken to that lady in 2 months. She's my ex-wife.
Okay, and just for your information, sir, this warrant was obtained in July of 2020.
Y solamente para su información, señor, esta orden de arresto fue ejecutada en julio del 2020.
¿Fue ejecutada?
La orden de arresto se hizo en julio del 2020.
2020, sí.
you're going to have a stay away provision on this bond, and you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th.
Usted va a tener una condición especial en su fianza que dice que tiene que mantenerse alejado y va a tener su audiencia preliminar el día 6 de abril.
De abril, día 6 de abril.
What did he say?
April 6th. He just repeated what I said.
Oh,
Judge.
okay. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Está usted planeando contratarse un abogado, representarse a sí mismo, o usted quiere que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Si me podría hacer el favor de verme.
If you can do me that favor and see.
Are you currently employed?
Actualmente, ¿está usted empleado?
Sí, pero pues ya ahorita ya no fui a trabajar.
Repita.
Sí, todavía estaba trabajando.
Yes, I was working.
Approximately how much money do you make per month?
Aproximadamente, ¿qué cantidad gana usted por mes?
Entre 4,000 a 4,500.
Between 4,000 and 4,500.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yo voy a encontrar que usted califica y le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you have any questions of me?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí?
Tengo una corte de noviembre también. Esa me la iban a mandar porque salí bajo palabra. Esa no me ha llegado, esa corte. Es también por el problema de los hermanos de Lorena Fernández.
I have a court day in November, and they're going to send me that court day because it was an OR bond, and it was a problem with the brothers of Lorena Fernandez.
I don't understand.
Yo no entiendo.
Una corte, me peleé con los hermanos de Lorena y salí bajo palabra.
A court day, I had a fight with Lorena's brothers, and I was released on an OR bond.
Y no me ha llegado esa corte.
And I haven't received the court day yet.
Well, because of the pandemic, the courthouse is essentially shut down.
Por lo de la pandemia, los tribunales han estado cerrados.
Pero si me podría cambiar el lote, me le pusieron 56 y no vivo en el 56, vivo en el lote 57.
But can you change it? Because the lot number, they said it was 56, and I don't live on 56, I live on 57.
Correcto.
Okay, would you make sure when you are bonding out, sir, that you give the correct address to the sheriff's department?
Señor, asegúrese de que cuando usted salga bajo fianza, usted le dé a la comisaría la dirección correcta.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Okay, puede retirarse, señor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got the next gentleman coming up, Judge.
Oh, this is another Spanish speaking?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. What's his name?
This is Mr. His last name is Cruz, Judge. Refugio.
This is the person that has the
ICE warrant, Judge.
Yes, okay.
And I don't believe we had any paperwork sent over for him because of that.
And I don't even have a bond order for him.
Okay.
But I can do like just a basic bond order for the driving without a valid license charge. I have that here with me. Mr. Cruz, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Cruz, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí.
Yes.
You've been charged with one count of driving without a valid license.
¿A usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir válida?
The bond for that charge is going to be set at $1,000.
Y la fianza por este cargo va a ser de $1,000.
Do you believe you can pay that bond amount?
¿Cree usted que usted puede pagar esa cantidad de fianza?
Ya pagó mi esposa anoche.
My wife already paid last night.
Okay. You also apparently have a hold from Immigration and Customs.
Usted también aparentemente tiene una orden de detención de emigración y aduanas.
And there's a warrant for your removal from the United States.
Y hay una orden de deportación de usted para que usted sea expulsado de los Estados Unidos.
That's not an offense that is handled by this court.
Y eso no es un delito que este juez puede lidiar con él.
So I don't know what will happen next. It's possible that you could be turned over to the federal authorities.
Y yo no sé qué es lo que va a pasar después. Es posible que usted sea transferido a las autoridades federales.
Or you could be released by the sheriff's department.
O la comisaría lo podría poner en libertad.
So I just wanted to inform you of that information.
O sea que yo solamente quería darles información.
Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Cruz?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí, señor Cruz?
No.
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Ok, puede retirarse.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Does anybody else need an interpreter, Spanish interpreter? Judge, that's everybody that needed a Spanish interpreter in the male area, holding area.
Okay, so we'll switch over to the females and then we'll come back to the males.
Yes, Judge.
Looks
Judge,
like 10.
Just one question.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a gentleman here with the last name of Pacheco. Do you have him on your list?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Would you guys, on the male side, would you check with Mr. Pacheco to see if he needs an interpreter?
Judge, he said he does not need an interpreter.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, what's your name?
Señorita, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Claudia Guerrero.
Claudia Guerrero.
Hey, ma'am, you've been charged with one offense of driving without a valid license.
Señorita, ¿usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir válida?
The bond for that offense is set at $1,000.
Y la fianza por ese delito es de $1,000.
Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
¿Cree usted que usted va a poder pagar esta fianza, señorita?
Sí.
Yes.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out.
Usted tiene una audiencia preliminar fija para el día 6 de abril, pero esa audiencia se cancela cuando usted pague su fianza y tal.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Usted está planeando contratarse un abogado, representarse a sí misma, perdón, o quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
¿Puedo calificar?
Can you see if I can qualify?
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Usted califica, señorita. Yo le voy a nombrar un abogado para que la represente.
Ok, gracias.
Do you have any questions of me?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí?
No.
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Ok, puede retirarse, señorita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Bermudez, I think that ends our need for you today. You are free to go. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Your Honor, you gonna continue with the females, or you going back to the males?
With females.
Okay. Johnson, step up on me.
Judge, I have Alexander right here.
Okay. Miss Alexander?
Anderson.
I'm sorry, Anderson.
Yes, sir.
It's Alexander, Judge.
Okay. Are you Paula Benita Alexander?
I'm Paula Benita Anderson.
Okay.
I was Alexander years and years ago.
Okay. Ma'am, you've been charged with one offense of simple battery. I've set the bond at $5,000. Do you believe you can pay that bond?
Yes.
And I'm gonna put a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Kelly Long.
That's where I live. She doesn't live there. She
Okay,
doesn't-
ma'am, it's to stay away from her. It's not to stay away from the place.
Okay, but she's been there.
Does she live there?
Well, it's off and on.
Well, if it's your residence, ma'am, you can go back to your residence. If she is living there, that creates a problem, but it's a problem that can be resolved. At this stage, because of the fact that you're appearing before me, we don't want to have a situation where you go back to where you are and then whatever altercation gets started again. So I'm not telling you that you can't go back to your residence. Just saying you have to stay away from Miss Long, okay? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Now, do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Are you still there, ma'am? It looks like you may have frozen. It looks like my feed with Miss Alexander or Anderson has frozen.
Judge, I'm going to, I'll reach out and see if he's resetting. He may have lost connection.
Okay.
Yeah, he's completely gone, so he probably lost reception. I'm gonna reach out and see what's going on.
Okay. Well, we can go with the next person over on the female pod just so we can keep moving.
Okay, Judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Add Ms. Johnson up, Your
Okay. Ms. Johnson, you've been charged with one offense of driving without a valid license or driving on a learner's permit. One count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and one count of possession of drug-related objects. The total bond is going to be $3,500 for these three offenses. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself? Or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You can appoint me as a lawyer.
Okay. How much do you earn per month, ma'am?
About 3,000 or more, something like that.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived if you're bonding out.
Okay.
Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
No, so April 6th, I don't have to come?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay.
Once you bond out, that date is gonna get waived if you'll receive a new date by mail.
Okay,
Okay, you're free to go back.
all right.
Just sit to the back. State your name.
Like on Tickle Lamar?
Keep on going.
Ma'am, you can charge with one count of driving on a suspended or revoked license. The bond is gonna be set at
There you are.
$500. What's that bond? I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear you.
Your bond is gonna be set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th. That date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Miss Anderson, I see you. I'm gonna come to you next, okay? Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify for one.
You do qualify, ma'am. You want to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Anderson. You are gonna have a bond. And I'm sorry. Let me get your paperwork up. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
6. Okay, can I have that bond lowered, sir? I live on a check. I'm disabled.
Give me 1 second, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond at $2,500, okay?
Thank you.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. The hearing date that I told you before of April 6th, that date will be waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive information in the mail about a new hearing date, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready for the next person on the female pod. Ms. McQueen, you've been charged with 1 count of giving a false name and address to an officer, and 1 count of obstructing an officer. I've set the bond for both of these offenses at $1,500 each. You're gonna have a total bond of $3,000. Will you post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date of April 6th. That date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Hiring a lawyer.
You're gonna hire your own lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Shalea Oliver.
Ms. Oliver, you've been charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license and 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond for both of these offenses are set by schedule at $1,500 apiece. That's a total bond of $3,000. The bond, man?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Could you appoint me one, please?
Approximately how much money do you make per month?
Oh, I'm not sure because I just started a job.
How much do you make per hour?
$12.50.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. You're going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. That date's gonna get waived if you bonding out. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, I appreciate you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Anita Stubbs.
Ms. Stubbs, you have one count of damage to property in the second degree. That's going to be a felony offense. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to have a bond set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing
Yes.
yourself?
Hire someone.
You're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
And you said the bond amount is set at 3,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No, sir, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you. LaQuita Stevenson?
Okay, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of possession of marijuana less than counts. The bond is for that set schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get way now. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Represent myself.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Keisha West?
Mr. West, you've been charged with one count of battery. Bond is gonna be set at $5,000. It's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond, stay away from rent of steals. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th, but that date is gonna be way upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Qualify for a lawyer.
You do qualify, West. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
The victim stays at my house, so is it where I can go back home, like once I get there? Is my apartment?
So does Miss Fields live there?
Yes, sir. And the lease is in my name only?
Okay, so this complicates things, but what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to let the sheriff's officials know that you need to get some of your items from the house. You're gonna need to contact the apartment complex and let them know that the intent is to have her to move out.
Have him.
Him, sorry.
Mhm.
Because he's a victim, I can't force him to leave. If he decides that he wants to stay there, you're gonna have to go through the eviction process. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
And you said 5,000, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, that's it for the females.
Okay, have a good day.
You too, thank you, sir.
All right, we're ready to get going on the male side.
All right, Judge, we are ready. Who do you need first?
I mean, typically we do it by alphabetical order, but you know, you bring whoever you need up, and I can ask who you need.
We're going alphabetical order, Judge. Michael Anderson. He's coming up, Judge. Gentlemen, we gotta keep it down. Just step back so you can be seen on the screen.
Mr. Anderson, you're charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, 1 count of an improper turn or not signaling when you're making a turn, and 1 count of a window tint violation. There's going to be a total bond set at $2,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, but I needed to know if I had any holes. What was it?
You said any holes?
Yeah, I saw the holes.
The sheriff's department will notify you if there are holes that are pending against you from any other jurisdiction. But that would be something that, as you're going through the process of bonding out, that they'll notify you.
Okay.
We're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. That date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I see if I thought I'll be appointed a lawyer.
You do qualify, Mr. Anderson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, so it's just like, there's no way you can tell if anything is holding me, right?
We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
The sheriff's department will let you know.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go back, sir.
All right, Judge, we're gonna go with Roger Bacon next. Mr. Bacon, come on up.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Bacon, what you're gonna do is face this way, put your back towards the wall. Just turn, no, yeah, turn around. And just step back a little bit so you can be seen fully.
Mr. Bacon, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence. The bond is going to be set at $5,000, and there's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Akeisha Albritton. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
Well, if I can pay it, I'll do it, but I can't pay it. I ain't got enough money on check it in.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
You do qualify, Mr. Bacon. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th, but that date is going to get waived if you're able to bond out. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
Yeah, why I'm him when she started to mess herself.
I'm sorry?
Okay, why I'm him, because she started to mess first. The ticket on me since I got here.
You said, why are you here? Because of
Her mess.
Deputy, can you, I can't really understand.
So, Judge, what he's saying is, he's asking, why is he here when she started this?
Well, you're here basically because the officer who sought the warrant decided to seek a warrant. Now, it doesn't mean you're guilty, but that's why you're here.
Well, I know I'm not guilty, but she's guilty. That's why she's doing it.
I don't know her. I don't know why she's doing this, but I've appointed a lawyer to represent you, and you should tell the lawyer everything that the lawyer is going to need to represent you. What did he say? I'm sorry.
He basically said, okay.
Okay. All right. You're free to go back, Mr. Bacon.
All right, Judge, we have Dennis Burton is coming up next.
Okay.
Stand so you're far enough back so you can be fully seen on that camera. Yes.
Mr. Burton, you've been charged with 1 count of interference with custody. I've set the bond at $2,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Court appointed.
Okay. All right, you do qualify, Mr. Burton. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you. All right, Judge, we've got Walter Barkley coming up next. Walter Barkley.
Okay. So, Mr. Barkley, you've been charged with a number of offenses. Instead of reading them all out, I'm going to tell you that your total bond is set at $15,000. Do you want me to read out each charge, or you're satisfied with me telling you your total bond?
You can read them off.
Okay. You've been charged with too fast for conditions. Bond is set at $500 for that. Improper turn or turning without signaling. Bond is set at $500. Red light violation, meaning running a red light. The bond is set at $500. Driving a vehicle with no license. The bond is set at $1,000. Fleeing from a police officer. Bond is set at $5,000. Obstruction of an officer. The bond is set at $5,000. Reckless driving. Bond set at $1,500. Speeding. Bond is set at $500. Unlawful use of blue lights. Bond set at $500. Open container. Bond set at $500. And not having a seatbelt, using a seatbelt. Bond set at $500. So you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. It's going to be set for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's going to be over Zoom hearing like we're having here today. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I want you to see if I qualify.
You do qualify, Mr. Barkley. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
How much you said my bill again?
$15,000. Okay, you're free to go back.
We'll just head back to your judge. We have Corey Bay. I think he bond. You know what, Judge? He actually bonded out, from my understanding, this morning before we got started.
Okay.
So Lamont Bennett is coming up now.
So, Mr. Bennett, I never got his bond. I'm sorry, his warrant information.
Okay.
Warrant?
We
I
sent,
wasn't sure. I'm sorry.
I'm talking to the deputy, Mr. Bennett. I never got his warrant information. Miss Mary called over to try to get it. Let me check my email and see if it came.
You want to just stand by on him for a moment?
Yeah, let's stand by on him, Mr. Bennett.
Back to you, because they don't have any paperwork yet.
I have been on, Judge.
Hey, can I ask him a question real quick?
Yes, Mr. Bennett, what's your question?
What is it that you're waiting on? Because I wasn't arrested on a warrant.
Okay, Mr.
I
Bennett.
was.
Mr. Bennett, what it appears is that you were arrested on what's called a warrantless arrest affidavit, and the short term for us is WAA. So there are warrants that a police officer would come to a judge and say, I need to arrest Mr. Bennett because he committed this crime, or a police officer will come to a scene and say, okay, I think you committed a crime. I'm going to arrest you. So based upon the number that I see, you were arrested on the second scenario, where a police officer came upon a scene and decided that the police officer believed you committed a crime, and the police officer arrested you. So before I can make a determination as to bond, generally I have to have the information for me so that I know what is the allegation and I can make my judgment as to the bond amount. You're probably going to have a bond about $7,500 based on the charges that I see here on that were printed out on my side, but I don't have the warrant yet. So I can't make that final determination. Okay.
You said it's looking at about $700 to $500.
7,500.
Hey, Your Honor, can I say something real fast if you don't mind?
Yes, Mr. Bennett, I'm here to answer whatever question you may have.
Okay, Your Honor, me and my girlfriend, we've been homeless, sleeping at Walmart, sleeping at truck stops. We've been having nowhere to go. My mom, she put me out her house. I've been trying my hardest to just survive out here. And if you can I please have a low bond? I'm living off $600 a month from my father's death from Social Security. I have no income at all, and I only get $600 a month. And I've been homeless, like sleeping in the car with no windows in the cold, sir. Like, can you please give me a low bond?
So Mr. Bennett,
okay.
So Mr. Bennett, that's why I need the warrant application to see what the police officer observed and why they arrested you. If the police officer is saying you were choking somebody out to the point that they almost passed out, you're not getting a low bond. If the police officer, just hold on. If the police officer says, hey, you know, this person scratched this person, then I may consider lowering the bond. So because I don't have that information, I can't make that determination yet. All right. So, but we're gonna get it done. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna have to hear everything else that's going on, but we'll get it done. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, Judge. Next we have.
I have Bingham down here, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Bingham, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond for that is set by schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th. That date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you? Can you shake your head either yes or no?
No.
Okay. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, Mr. Bingham. Do you have any questions of me? Yes.
Can you pay the 15%?
Is that was his question?
Correct, Your Honor.
The bonding company will tell you what fee that they charge. So you're gonna have to contact the bonding company, but generally it's around that amount, okay? Any other questions, Mr. Bingham?
No.
Okay. Let's move to the next person.
All right, Judge, we've got Ronald Brown. Well, actually, I think he was, yeah, he's in medical. So, okay, you just talked to Mr. Brown, okay.
Wait, I think I just talked to Mr. Bingham. Mr. Brown, I have as a fugitive.
Okay, I believe
I'm sorry.
I believe we have him, but he's in, he has COVID or he's in COVID protocols. So
Okay.
he's in a separate holding area. So I'm gonna grab the next person that's in here with me.
Okay. Is that Mr. Blaylock?
Yep, Philip Blaylock.
Mr. Blaylock, you charge 1 count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that. You're also gonna have a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from a Brianna Brown. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe, do you understand the stay away provision?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify.
You do qualify, Mr. Blaylock. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Just
You're
don't let
welcome.
this line behind you, okay? All right, Judge, we've got,
Brown right here, Judge.
Okay, this is Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, you are alleged to be a fugitive from justice. And basically what that means is that there is a warrant for your arrest outside of the state of Georgia. And you're wanted by Harrison County, Mississippi, it looks like, for failure to appear. And generally when you are a fugitive from justice, that jurisdiction has said that they want to bring you back. You have a right to fight the charges. And basically, it's not something where we make a determination here in Clayton County as to whether the charges are true or what I would generally say is like, we don't make a decision as to whether you're guilty or innocent. The only decision that we make is that you are the person named in the warrant and that the warrant is valid. And if you decide to fight those charges, you generally get up to 60 days to fight it here. But again, only thing we make a determination is that if you're the person named in the warrant and if charges are something that exists, you can speed that process up if you choose to waive what is the extradition hearing, if you choose to waive that fight. And if you do that, the clock begins to run and it'll begin to run today. And so Mississippi will basically have up to 90 days. Generally, the sheriff's department here, they will contact Mississippi and say, hey, he's waived extradition. You need to come get him. And if they don't come and get you, then the sheriff's office here will release you. Because we don't have any interest in your charges. We're just here holding you because that's what they would do for us. So do you have any questions about that process?
Yes, sir. That'll be, waiting, that'll be after the 90 days, where if they don't come get me, I have to wait, I have to sit there for 90 days. I'm not gonna, like I said, I already know what happened, so I'm waiving it regardless. I'm gonna waive it because I already know what happened.
Okay.
So I know what it is. They just want their money. So I was just trying to see if I can. I was just on the phone trying to see if I can pay this bill and be released from here.
And that's something that you, I was a defense lawyer for many years, and I would generally encourage my clients when I had these fugitive issues. If you resolve whatever is going on in Mississippi, 9 times out of 10, they'll contact Clayton County and say, hey, we're done. You can release them.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a lawyer in Mississippi or you have someone in Mississippi that can deal with this, it's probably best to do both the waiver and then have it resolved. Yes, so that way the clock starts to run. And if you get it resolved before they come and get you, you'll get released. And with the COVID stuff and everything that's going on now.
That's what I was saying about that because of the COVID thing. So that's why I was trying to talk to my judge. I know, like I said, I know they only want they pay me because he already said if I paid them, everything was gonna be clear. So I know they just want their money. So that's why I was in there on the phone doing that, trying to see if I can go on and get them their money now and go on and get this on out the way.
Okay, so if I understand you, you're saying you want to waive the hearing? Okay. So what's going to happen, they're going to give you paperwork that you sign, and then they're going to send it to me. and then I'll sign it, and I'll send it back today, so that that process can get started. And then like I said before, I would encourage you to, on the Mississippi side, to work to resolve whatever it is that they have the warrant for.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other questions, sir?
No, sir, that'll be all.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Brown.
Okay, Judge, I believe Philip Cartledge. Philip, you know what, Judge, we had 2 people bond out this morning, but that might have been the other one. So I'm gonna move on to Jameer Cobra. He's coming up.
Okay, now, Mr. Cartledge probably should not have bonded out. His charges are not automatically set, so just keep an eye out for that.
Oh, you know what, I'm sorry, Judge, he's actually in a separate housing unit. We had about 3 people that were in housing unit 4, and so we're gonna get to them, I guess, towards the end, because they're in a separate housing unit.
So I have 2 people on the screen before me now. If you're Mr. Cartledge, would you raise your hand? Okay, is this Mr. Cobra?
Yes, this is Mr. Cobra.
Okay, Mr. Cobra, you've been charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle without a license, valid license, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a minor, 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property, and 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. So you're gonna have a total bond set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? I'm sorry, $13,000. I apologize. You're gonna have a total bond of $13,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Colbert. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. We're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 7th. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Colbert?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
You're gonna head back to your house again. Judge, we've got Joshua Duffy coming up next.
Okay. Mr. Duffy, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond is set by schedule for that offense at $1,500. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify.
You do qualify. Mr. Duffy, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
Your Honor, is it possible that you could probably consider dropping just the little amount of the bond? Because I'm just now starting to start like my own business and things like that, and I got rent and stuff like that to pay. So I'm trying to, I'm trying to become as my own person, like my own entrepreneur. And I have money, but it's not like enough for real. Once I get out, after I do pay bond, for me to maintain. So, and also I have like interviews and stuff set up. So I just want to know if it was possible that you could possibly lower my bond just by a small percentage.
Well, this bond is set by schedule, and what that means is that there are people that are higher than me that have made the determination that this is the bond amount for this offense. So I really am not in a position to drop it down.
Thank you. And also, what is the bond amount again?
$1,500.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're free to go back.
All right, Judge, David Edge is also in another housing unit, so we're gonna hold off on him for the moment. Danny Golden.
Okay. Mr. Golden, you've been charged with 1 count of family violence battery, 1 count of criminal damage to this in the 2nd degree, and it's listed as a felony offense. 1 count of affray and 1 count of obstructing an officer. You're gonna have a total bond that's gonna be set at $12,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Your Honor, I'm on a fixed income, I'm on disability, and I only get about $1,000 a month. I was wondering, could you give me a PR bond or lower the bond as possible?
I think you're asking for an OR bond, which we're not currently giving those bonds.
Then again, Your Honor, I got to deal with a situation at East Point tomorrow on driving on suspended license, but I have my license now. Well, this happened like about a year and a half ago. So when this COVID thing kicked in, they kept putting it off and off, but I got my license now, but I just got to have a virtual thing like we're doing now, Friday at 10 o'clock. So I need to try to get out here to kind of straighten that situation out. If you can lower my bond a little bit if possible.
Hold on 1 second, let me look.
And Your Honor, that is my house. You got my statement from my witness statement that they made on my behalf?
I don't have that. What I do have is the officer, the arresting officer, but not arresting officer, but there's an officer that came and spoke to another judge and swore out, we call it swore out the warrant, like basically said, this is what happened on this particular day. And I'm looking at this.
But I had a witness that was, this is actually my house, Your Honor. And my witness that saw everything had a statement that was written down. This actually happened in Riverdale. I'm sure you know that. It happened in Riverdale, so I was just trying to find out. I was arrested by Clayton County Police Department, so I don't understand. Could you explain to me how that happened?
Yes. So what happened is the officer came and got a judge to sign the warrants. And so when the warrants are signed, the judge delivers the warrants to the Clayton County Sheriff's Department. The Clayton County Sheriff's Department is the agency that actually goes out and tries to find people on their warrants for their arrests. It wouldn't be Riverdale Police.
Oh, okay, I was wondering how that happened.
The officer says that they tried to get you to open the door and you wouldn't open the door. Can you explain that?
Your Honor, the reason I didn't open the door, they was pointing guns. We got cameras outside the house. They had guns at my door. And the way the situation is going now, Your Honor, I'd be if you had that statement in front of you that the witness said, she said, and I quote this, they had guns pointing on me like this, yeah, and I'm on inside the house. So yes, I'm gonna be afraid. It didn't take me about 2 minutes to come to the door. It like it took 5 minutes. But I'm like, I'm like, man, I don't know if I should go to this door or not. He got a pistol, and I got this on camera.
But wasn't it a police officer?
Yeah, but I mean, the police officer is the one. I'm afraid of. I'm gonna be honest with you. If a gun is pointing on me and I open that door, I don't know if they're gonna shoot the hell. I mean, shoot me, Your Honor. He could have said I had a pointer. He could have said you got a phone on your head or something like that. I'm in my own house. It's not like I took 2 minutes. It only took 1 minute to come to the door because I don't know what was going. This way the police officer got a gun in your face. But I mean, you were trying to think about that too, Your Honor.
No, I do understand that, but what I will say to you is this. If a police officer comes and knocks on your door there's official business that they're conducting. They don't just ride around and just go, let me go knock on this door. So when you say, I'm afraid that a police officer is knocking on my door, you know,
I'm not afraid that the police knocking on my door. I'm afraid when the police has a gun out. And if I open my door, I don't know what may happen. Anything, I mean, what the situation been going on with these terms is going on in life right now. Perhaps he could have shot me. I don't know this. You got almost get in my shoes as a black man. I'm afraid that he'll shoot me. It's not like I have done anything wrong. He didn't come to my door and said I was like, had robbed somebody, I had killed somebody. I mean, you got your gun drawn like I mean, I don't know, Your Honor. I was just afraid to open the door because I didn't know his intention.
yeah, I mean, I understand. I'm a black man also. So I hear what you're saying, but what I need you to understand is that if the police are knocking at your door, they're there for a reason. So what I'll do, Mr. Golden, because I need to move this along. I'm gonna reduce the bond on the obstructing an officer charge as it relates to opening the door, but that's gonna be just reduced by $500. So it's gonna be $1,000 for that. But that's the best that I think I can do. So you're gonna have a total bond of $12,000. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, Mr. Golden. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date for April 7th. Do you have any other questions of me, sir?
If I can't make the bond, which I'm gonna make my possibility to make this bond, if it's possible. But like I said, I got driving on a suspended license in East Point, which I got my driver's license now, and I got an appointment with them Friday at 10 o'clock. So I don't want to lose my license because I'm sitting up in possibility of sitting up in here when I do have my license, and I just need to show them and take care of that business.
So if you are still in custody, that will not be something that impacts you. I mean, impacts that charge.
Okay.
Okay. All right, if we go back.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, Judge, we've got.
Judge, I have Griffin up here.
Okay.
Okay. This is Kashad Griffin.
Yes, Judge, he's coming up.
Okay. Mr. Griffin, you've been charged with criminal trespass, terroristic threats or acts. And there's 2 charges related to terroristic threats or acts. I've set the bond at $5,000 for each of these offenses, and I've placed a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Patrice Griffin and Maisha Holmes. Do you believe you post that bond, sir?
He just asked you a question. He asked you, can you post that on?
I don't know, I got something wrong.
He's not sure, Judge. I don't know if you can hear him.
Okay. So what was your question, Mr. Griffin?
So basically with that whole situation, that's why I stay. Like I don't have nowhere else to go.
So when you're charged with committing an offense like this, we put stay provisions on the bonds because whatever it was that led to your appearing before me, we don't want that to like flare back up as soon as you get out. Now, this condition can be waived and it can be, well, removed, basically. But that's something that's gonna have to happen with other people paying attention to these charges and what's going on. Yes, sir.
So for these charges, they're supposed to be thrown out.
I mean, I can't, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be a rich person. Because that's always the thing. My girlfriend, she was calling, she said it didn't happen. They're saying they're gonna change, whatever. But the problem is that when law enforcement gets involved, they have to do their job. And then when I get involved, I have to do my job. So I don't know. I hope that this will be dismissed and everything will go back to hopefully being normal. But I have to take it as being serious based upon the charges and the allegations. So when you bond out, you're gonna have to tell the sheriff's department that you have items at that house that you want to have removed. And I see like this, the allegation was that this all happened back in August of 2020. So, unfortunately, people call the police for everything. And they call the police when they don't need to call the police. But they bring law enforcement, they bring the justice system into their lives. And the justice system has to do what it has to do. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for April 7th. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Griffin. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Judge, I have the other Griffin right here.
Okay, this is Thomas Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, turn around. Sir.
Mr. Griffin, you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. I've set a bond at $1,500. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out.
Well, sir, I would love to get this date on paper. I have gotten no information on paper, no information on record at all. I've not gotten anything. There are 2 officers next to me that have skewed me many times. I'm surrounded by people that have skewed me many times. I asked for things, I get nothing. You can see my arms, they have cuts on my wrist from me being in this place where I'm trapped. I cannot, for some reason, get the help that I need. I cannot make a phone call. I've been here for apparently a day. I have no idea how long I've been here. I've been skewed many times. I would love some help, please, sir.
Would you like for me to appoint you a lawyer, Mr. Griffin?
I would love to get my own lawyer. I would love to get out of this Clayton County Sheriff's Department that I'm at, that I didn't even get to see where I was driven to. I was just thrown in the car. I gave up. I never resisted. The 2 officers picked me up, spun me around and handcuffed me in a very strange way and kept changing the position of the cuffs. I'm not sure why this happened, sir. I did not mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. So I just need you to, when I asked if you want me to appoint a lawyer, you said you would love to have a lawyer. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
No, sir. I would rather take time on my own and research the case. But what I do wish is that I am released. I am here. I feel like I am trapped. My rights have been stepped on many times. My free will, I've been slapped and beat by officers. I'm scared for my life. I claim my independence right now on this camera. Someone please help me. I've been lied to many times. Someone please help me.
Okay. So the way that I can help you is by appointing a lawyer to represent you. But if you don't want me to do that, that's your right.
I'm gonna use that right to appoint myself a lawyer. I would love to leave this facility, sir. I feel like I'm trapped and you're skewing me just like the people that I'm next to. They're doing the exact same thing that you're doing. And I feel like there's gonna be a bad thing for me after this. God, please watch, because I am scared for my life. My name is Jalen Russell Griffin Thomas. Jalen Russell Griffin Thomas. Jalen, JEYLIN RUSSELL Griffin, GRIFFIN dash Thomas. I have 2 last names.
Okay.
There's someone that has been stealing my identity. There are multiple people, sir. There are multiple people. Someone is stealing my identity. My girlfriend's name is Nakosha Gaston. She's trying to contact me. I keep being skewed. I'm in this facility in tears. I would love help. I help everyone. No one helps me, sir. Please help me. I'm reaching out to you. Please don't leave me out here to die. Please.
So Mr. Griffin, I told you the way that I can help you, and you said you don't want that.
Yes, sir. You can.
There's not much I can do other than appoint a lawyer to represent you and represent your interests.
Could you repeat that, please?
I said the way that I can help you, that I'm legally, lawfully able to help you, is to appoint a lawyer to represent you and your interests. I can't force a lawyer on you. So if you tell me no, then that's the answer.
Well, sir, I'm not asking you to force a lawyer on me. I'm asking to appoint my own lawyer once again. I would love to be released from this facility and work on this case myself. I have plenty of proof on my phone that was confiscated from me.
Okay. You cannot appoint your own lawyer. You can hire your own lawyer. Is that what you want to do?
I would love to, but before I make any decision, may I please be released from this facility? Yes or no, please.
Yes, you have a bond.
Yes.
You make the arrangements so that you can be released today.
Well, may we do that? I would love to do that, but I definitely want to debate my case because I was picked up unlawfully at the place that I work. At the place that I work, I don't understand why that happened to me.
I saw that, and what I read from the what's called the warrant, what I read is that they told you to leave and that you didn't leave, and that's how you got the criminal trespass charge. Like when you're told to leave a place that is not your home and you don't leave that place, that then becomes a crime.
Yes, sir, I understand, but the whole situation was not explained to me thoroughly. I was being shot around like I'm being shot around now in this place. Please get me out of here. I would love some help. You see, I'm in this here. If you see this tattoo on my chest, I mark myself to look as if I am a criminal. I am not. I do this to help people, sir. Look at my markings.
Okay, Mr. Griffin, is there anything else that I can help you with?
I'll take my free will back right now. Please get me out of here. Please. If you will not do that, what will I do? Please help. Please help.
Okay, so Mr. Griffin, you have a bond. Your girlfriend will be able to bond you out. Okay.
Bond, sir.
All right. We're done with Mr. Griffin.
No, sir. How much is the bond, sir? How much?
$1,500.
$2,500?
$1,500.
Well, may we go back and discuss what even happened at the store? It was a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding, sir. I will apologize right now to anyone who misunderstood. I will apologize to anyone that misunderstood.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes, sir.
So I can't be your lawyer, meaning I can't be the person that's advocating on your behalf. I've asked you 3 times whether you wanted me to appoint a person to do that, and you said no. So,
yes, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Griffin. Hold on. Oh, Mr. Griffin, please wait.
I let you go. I let you go, and you're not letting me go. I let you go. I did.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes, sir.
Last time Do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
I would love to take this into my own hands, sir. You're denying me that. Are you denying me my own?
No, I'm not. I really am not. I'm trying to help you, but you want to do it your way, okay? Which you have the right to do. You're an American citizen. You have the right to do it. I just want to tell you, doesn't appear that it's going to work out the way that you want it to work out by doing it your way. But you have that right. Okay. Last question, Mr. Griffin, and then we got to move on.
May I be released right now, please? Because I can prove my case. I have the information that's being held. May I be released, please?
Mr. Griffin, you have a bond. So as soon as you post that bond, you will be released. Okay?
How will I work on it if no one even knows I'm here? I'm being held hostage, sir. I'm being held hostage.
Okay, Mr. Griffin, we're going to move on. Okay? We got other people I got to deal with.
Sir, I will calm down. I will listen, please. Please, sir, don't leave me here. Please, sir.
Mr. Griffin, you said your girlfriend knows that you're there, correct?
They're leaving me here. Please don't leave me here, sir. I'm trying to talk sensibly. There's 3 officers in front of me and they're Xing you out. I don't want to be left here.
Mr. Griffin.
No, sir, please.
Tell me your name, sir.
All right, Judge, we have Mr. Jasper Hardman.
Hardman, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set a bond at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Looks like you make a little bit too much for me to be able to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
I already hired a lawyer before I came in.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th. That date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Hardman?
No, sir.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, we have Dexter Henry next, coming up.
Okay.
How you doing, Your Honor?
You're doing well, sir. You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. The bond is also going to be set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Not at the time, sir.
Okay. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, please.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th. That date will be waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, we have Tyree Johnson coming up next. Tyree Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery and 1 count of cruel to the quarter. Excuse me, in the 2nd degree. You're going to have a bond set of $5,000 for both of these offenses. So that's going to be a total bond of $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to be over a Zoom call like we're having here today. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself? Do you want me to see, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I will be hiring one, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Johnson?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, we have Judge coming up next, Suleiman.
Kamachi?
Yes.
Mr. Kamachi, you've been charged 1 count of criminal trespass. I'm going to set the bond at $1,500 for that. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
Sorry?
I'm sorry?
I don't have $1,000 on things. Can you be lower than that, sir?
No.
Why is that, sir?
Well, I originally had it set at 3,000. I reduced it to 1,500. And so I'm not going to reduce it anymore. You have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. That date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me, sir?
When can I be out, sir?
I'm sorry?
When can I be out?
At the end of this proceeding, I send the paperwork over to the sheriff's department and they begin to work on it. So as soon as I'm done with this hearing, I get started on that part. So it should be sometime later today.
All right.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
All right, Judge, we have Elanshan Leslie coming up next.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation, 1 count of family violence battery, 1 count of cruelty to children, and 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. I've set a bond for the battery, the cruelty to children, the criminal damage to property. I did not set a bond for the aggravated assault by strangulation. That's gonna have to be set at a later date. I'm gonna give you a preliminary hearing date of April 7th, and you're gonna have a bond hearing date of April 2nd. You want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. So you saying I don't got a bond?
Not on the aggravated assault charge. But you have a bond on the other 3. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, we have Jaquavius Lismore coming up next.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I'm gonna set the bond at $1,500 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 6th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I thought I already had an attorney on this.
So you've hired your own lawyer?
It was really a public thing, but I'm hiring my own.
Okay, you're gonna hire your own lawyer? Okay, do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, we have Carlo Mcdonald coming up.
Mr. McDonald, you've been charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property being a vehicle and 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth. I've set the bond for the theft by receiving stolen vehicle at $20,000, and I've set the bond for giving a false name, address, or date of birth at $5,000. So you have a total bond of $25,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Okay, 25,000?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry?
Sir, could you, I'm not asking for a big reducement at all. I'm not at all. I'm actually from Mississippi. This is my 2nd day up here. I went to jail the 2nd day up here in my car. I had the car for 3 years, sir. I actually came up here and they pulled me over pumping air at the gas station. I did lie about who I was. Yes, I did, sir. But like, I got a girlfriend. We up here at a hotel. I do have money. That was from my apartment and for the rent, first month's rent. I can pay most of that and I just go back home, sir, but I know I'm gonna have court again. So if you can help me any type of way, just lower it a little bit. I actually can just try to get the money up, what you said, but just a little. I just need a little break so I can pay the deposit and continue to stay in Georgia, sir.
Well, generally, Mr. McDonald, I don't reduce bonds, especially like this. You know, in Atlanta, people need their vehicles. And so when I see people riding around in a vehicle that's reported stolen, that's something that I understand it may be preventing some other person from being able to make money because we don't have good transportation here. So I don't reduce it. I'm not going to reduce it.
At 25,000?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, do you plan on hiring your own lawyer? Or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You know, tomorrow morning, you can, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. McDonald, so I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. And if I didn't say it before, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 7th. All right, you're free to go back, sir.
All right, Judge, we have Brandon Moore. Brandon? You know what, that was the other one who actually did bond out on his offense.
Okay.
So, Luchikis, I'm saying your name wrong. Mr. Nully is coming up, Judge.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of battery, 1 count of simple battery, and 1 count of criminal trespass. I have a total bond set at $10,000. I've put a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Luther Jenkins and Ladrinte Nunnally. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir? No? Okay.
Judge, he says he didn't understand.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. The bond is going to be set at $5,000. 1 count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $2,500. 1 count of criminal trespass. The bond is going to be set at $2,500 for a total bond of $10,000. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for April 6th. But that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify. I am going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, I don't have no questions.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Judge, you have Eric O'Connor coming up.
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing well. Sir, you've been charged with 2 counts. You've been charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass. I'm going to set the bond for each at $1,500 for a total bond of $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Absolutely.
Do you plan on representing yourself, hiring your own lawyer, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Your Honor, you can see if I qualify.
You do qualify, Mr. O'Connor. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive information in the mail as to your new court date. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, you have a good evening.
You too.
All right, Judge, we have Jose Pacheco coming up.
All right, Mr. Pacheco, you've been charged with a number of driving related offenses. Improper lane change, the bond is going to be set at $500. Speeding, the bond is also set at $500. Driving on a suspended or revoked license, the bond is set at $1,500. Driving under the influence of alcohol, the bond is going to be set at $5,000. And reckless driving, the bond is going to be set at $1,500. That's going to be a total bond of $9,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
How much?
Okay.
You had broke up on the amount of how much it was in total.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The total amount is going to be $9,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. That date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify for the client lawyer.
You do qualify, sir. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you. You have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll have Dylan Sims, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Sims, you have a number of driving related offenses, speeding, driving on a suspended license, having a vehicle with no tag, and driving a vehicle with no insurance. Your total bond is going to be set at $3,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer or representing yourself? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
If I qualify for a lawyer, no disappointed.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. So that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, you can go back.
Judge, we have Jonathan Voltaire coming up next.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of family violence battery. I'm setting the bond at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond. Stay away from Chantel Brown. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
I believe I can, but I would like to get it lowered because the house that Chantel Brown is living at is my house. But I'm willing to sacrifice myself and my well-being so she can have a place to stay. So if I could get it lowered so I could be able to survive from my home in Georgia in a place where I'm not originally from, I would greatly appreciate that.
No, based upon the allocation, I'm not willing to reduce the bond. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I'll hire.
I'm sorry?
I'll hire a lawyer.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna get waived upon your bonding out, and the hearing date is gonna be April 6th, but you get waived. You should bond out. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, we have Antoine Williams coming up.
Mr. Williams, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence, and 1 count of criminal trespass, damage to property. I'm gonna set the bond at $5,000 on the simple battery and $2,500 on the criminal trespass. Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
No, sir.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, sir, can I, start the simple battery, I'm not sure how it is saying this is something bad. I didn't touch anyone. I didn't touch no property. I didn't touch anything or no one. Also with the criminal trespassing, it's my residence. I reside there. The utilities in my name. I'm also married. Where they came and got me, I opened the door, and that's where they came and got me from the residence that I resided. I still reside at.
And I would also like a court-appointed attorney because I just started back working, so I only make a certain amount a month. So, and besides that, I just want to ask you how can I have criminal trespass and where did the simple battery come from?
Okay.
When they came to my door.
Okay, so this warrant was obtained December 28th of last year. And the allegation as it relates to the simple battery charge is that you pushed Celeste against the kitchen sink while the two of you were arguing.
No, sir.
Well, and I'm saying,
I'm sorry.
I'm not here to say that you did it or didn't do it. I'm just telling you what the allegation is so that you can fight it. Okay? So as it relates to the criminal trespass charge, the allegation is that you damaged property that belonged to Ms. Fox, that pushed her against, it looks like it said a glass off a table that shattered into pieces, and that you ripped out 2 slats from a blind that goes to the patio. So those are the allegations. There's going to be a stay away provision, stay away from Celeste Fox. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for April 6th. And that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out.
I'm going, sir. Is there any way you can reduce my bond for the criminal trespass? I mean, reside there and I receive bail there?
Yeah. What I'll do, Mr. Williams, is I'll reduce the bond for the criminal trespass to $1,500. Okay?
Thanks, sir. And I want to ask you about the simple battery. I can't come, but is there any way that can be reduced also, sir? So I didn't put my hands on that at all.
Well,
nobody or no one property, no sir, I didn't.
That's a starting amount for the bond. Like I understand what you're saying, that you can put your hands on her, but that's the allegation. So if you're still with her, around her, you probably shouldn't be, if she's going to make up these stories about you. But yeah, that's the starting point for the bond on battery, simple battery.
How much is my bond altogether? Again, sir?
$6,500.
I appreciate that.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
All right, Judge, we have Jacob Weldon.
Mr. Weldon, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. I'm going to set the bond at $6,000. Do you believe you post that bond, sir?
I believe so. Wait, I'm sorry, can you read the charge again?
It's violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The allegation is that you were growing marijuana plants in a basement. Plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I'd like to see if I qualify.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for April 7th, because this charge is a felony charge. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Weldon?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, so we still, the only person we have left in the pod is Mr. Bennett. Not sure if you were ready for him at this time.
Let me check my email. All right. Mr. Bennett. There are two ways that we can deal with this situation because I still don't have the warrant information. As I told you before, there's generally a starting situation that I have as it relates to these charges. I can set your bond now at 7,500, or I can continue your case until tomorrow to get your paperwork. Because there is, I just can't.
Sir, can finish what he's saying? Let the judge finish what he's saying.
I'm not willing to go below what I would normally do without having the warrant paperwork. And I'm certain that that paperwork is there and it's somebody just has to find it. So the benefit of having the bond set at the level that is set is that you can start making arrangements to try to get yourself out. Like you put on here about calling your mom and that kind of thing, you can start that process. If you believe that there's something that is mitigating in this battery and simple assault charge that may lead to a reduction of the bond, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow for that to happen.
So my charges did not come up?
So what happens, Mr. Bennett, is that when you're arrested, the police officer takes the paperwork to the sheriff's department, and there are people that work on the paperwork.
So my paperwork,
You're asking questions, you need to wait for the answer.
I'm sorry, sir, but I just feel like if my paperwork was lost, then I should be released, because if there's no paperwork, then why can't I be released, sir? Please, I've been sleeping out in the street with my girlfriend, homeless, man. I need to go home. I live off $600 a month, man. I've been sleeping in the car in the cold. I have no family. I didn't do anything. Even the cop, when I was arrested, sir, there was no witnesses or anything. The only thing I did was try to talk to my girlfriend. I didn't do anything. Can you please release me, sir? I'm homeless, man. I live off $600 a month. I've been praying to God, like, God help me. Sleeping in a car at rest stops, sleeping in a car at Walmart, man. I've been going through hell in the past couple of months, and I love my girl with all my heart, man. I have a little boy that I haven't seen in months. I haven't seen my kid in months, man. Please, Your Honor, please, if the paperwork hasn't been found, I'm begging you to please let this go. I've been going through hell and back, sir.
Mr. Bennett, are you ready to listen to me now?
Yes, sir.
So this happens. It happened yesterday. And they sent the paperwork over while I was doing the hearings. Okay. We're all human beings. Things fall through the cracks. But that doesn't mean that you get to walk out the door, right? I don't know the allegation. I know the charge. And I'm gonna tell you this. The one thing that you can't control is who you put your hands on, or who you touch, or who you yell at, and how you act, right? So if you're charged with battery, and either the person that's the victim is lying, or you put your hands on somebody and you shouldn't have put your hands on that person, right? So as a judge, my job is to protect the public. My job when a person appears before me is to make sure that their rights are protected. And what I can tell you, Mr. Bennett, from your body language, is you're not a person that deals with bad news well. You're turning sideways, you're just crying to me. And now I'm trying to explain stuff to you and you turning sideways like you don't want to hear it.
No, I don't. I'm listening. It's just your honor. When I tell you, sir, if you could look at me in my face, sir, me and my girl have been through hell and back, man. I love this woman with all my heart, man. Okay, we've been sleeping at rest stops. We've been sleeping at Walmart. People been giving us money, sleeping in the cold, man. I've been trying my hardest, sir. And I'm asking you, if the paperwork isn't showing up, then why are y'all trying to like go and find it? Like just release me and give me a chance, or give me a lower bond to $1,500 where I can pay it. I live off $600 a month, man. I haven't seen my kid in months, sir.
So the answer to both of those questions is no. And I am trying to get you to where you can get out today.
I can't get out with a $7,000 bond. I live off $600 a month. $600 a month, sir, please.
Mr. Bennett, you okay.
All I have is...
So, Mr. Bennett, the bond amount that I set is not based upon the person's ability to pay. It's based upon the charges and the allegation. So when you say you don't have the ability to pay, I'd sympathize with you. But that doesn't mean that you get to go out and do whatever you want to do in the world because you don't have the money to post bond.
No, can I explain what my plans are? If I am to be free, I go to therapy. I see a therapist. I take bipolar medications. I'm trying to change my life, Your Honor. I really am. I don't want to be in the streets. I want to go to work. I want to see my son. I want to change my life. So I can understand where you could say that you would have to go and find my charges. You being a judge, that's your job. And I understand where you're coming from, but I'm begging you, sir, please lower my bond to $1,500 so I can go home to my family. Please.
Mr. Bennett, I'll tell you this, and then we're gonna have to end this. I am going to make a phone call when I get off of this to make sure that I get the paperwork. And I'm going to review the paperwork. And if what the officer says is something that I believe calls for a reduction in your bond, I will reduce it. Okay?
Well,
still listen there. He's not finished. Let him finish.
So that's the best that I can do. All right. So it's because Mr. Bennett, I don't like, there are people who that I've had on this calendar that strangled their girlfriends, that did all kind of things. I don't know what the allegation is. I know the charge. So I got to read what the allegation is. Doesn't mean you did it, but I have to make a determination as to what protects the citizens of Clayton County and what's fair to you. Okay, that's what I have to do. So I have to get that paperwork, and if I read it and I believe that you are entitled to a reduction, I will reduce it.
Can I say something in my defense?
You
With
can,
that-
you can, but let me tell you this. When you say in your defense, I really would encourage you not to talk about the facts of your case, because this is going out it's on the internet. So prosecutor one day may decide, look, I'm gonna pull it up and see what he said. I don't know. So you can say whatever you want to say. My job is to answer questions, but I just want to give you that piece of advice.
Okay. If you look at my arm, do you see this?
Yes. Yes.
You see what that is?
It looks like a tattoo.
No.
No, it's a bite mark. It looks like a bite mark.
That's a bite mark. When that happened to me, when she bit me, I just basically tried to get away from her, and that was the only physical altercation we had. That was it. So with that being said, in my defense, we didn't have no big fight. It was just, we argued and that was it. I love my woman with all my heart, man. That's my queen. Like I said, we've been sleeping outside, man. And I just feel like it's totally wrong that you all, if he can't find the case information, that you all would go back and dig up information just to have me incarcerated. And then you set my bond at $7,000. And I told you I live off $600 a month. You think that's fair to me? And there was no witnesses. There was, the officer said that he looked on the camera and the only thing that he did was see me follow her to the hotel thing. There was no fighting. He just saw me follow her, Your Honor.
Mr. Bennett, your bond for this charge is set the same amount that I set other people's bond at. So
it seems like you
hold on.
So fair to you means being treated differently than other people. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. Fair to me would be looking at my circumstances, looking at my income, looking at me being an American citizen and saying, well, hey, and then the fact that that your officer made mistakes. I have bite marks on me. I do not want her arrested. I did not press charges. I've been as equal with my woman as I can. My woman did not press charges. Your officer pressed charges. He didn't have no.
Yes. Mr. Bennett, that's what the officer's
my
job.
woman didn't even call the police.
That's the officer's job. Okay.
Okay, so if he messed up on his job and does not.
This is not what this is for.
My wife and I have been together for 30 years and she's never bitten me. Okay. So the fact that the woman that you hold up as your queen bit you is something that you need to seriously consider as it relates to the choices that you're making. Because based upon what you said, had she not bitten you, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. So, Mr. Bennett, I'm gonna try to get your paperwork together. I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna make a decision as to whether your bond is gonna be reduced or not. But we got other business we have to continue to do, okay?
Okay, if you do that, with the information I've given you, if you can you please put it to $1,500? I live off $600 a month, Your Honor.
The answer to that is no. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm just not. So no.
So you just looked at me and just judged me by my facial tattoos, my gold teeth, and said, hey, $7,000. You just judging me.
Oh, Mr. Bennett.
You're judging me off of
Mr. Bennett, enough.
Mr. Bennett, every person that has a battery charge had a $5,000 bond.
You gave me $7,000.
You're not listening though. You are not listening.
With the income of
Mr. Bennett,
$600
Mr.
a
Bennett,
month.
you're gonna get taken back to your cell because enough is enough.
Freedom
You
of
have to
speech.
listen. You're in a jail.
Freedom
You're in
of
a court for
speech.
speech. All right.
Okay.
It's time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Judge, we have the last three people.
Oh, I'm gonna come back to court tomorrow.
Leave, Mr. Bennett. We have the last three people on your calendar left.
Okay, I have David Edge, Philip Hartledge, and I have Tommy Woods, but I don't have a bond order or paperwork for Tommy Woods.
Mr. Woods, did you fill out any paperwork? Oh wait, no, that's not on our end, right?
Well, it would be on both sides because he may have been pushed over to tomorrow because I saw when I got started this morning, they had already had 6 people on tomorrow's calendar. Let me look real quick.
Okay.
Tell me your name, sir.
This is Mr. Cartledge, Judge. Yes, keep him asking.
Mr. Cartledge, you've been charged with 1 count of battery and 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. I put your bond at $5,000 for each offense. So it's a total bond of $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
No, sir. Because my brother is also locked up, staying in town.
Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
What?
Would you like the judge to see if you qualify for an attorney? Is that a yes? He said yes, Judge.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Cartledge. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. The criminal damage to property charge is a felony. So you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Carter?
So you're giving me a $10,000 bond?
Yes, sir.
And how much would that be? Like,
it'll roughly be about $1,000. You should contact. I'm sorry.
He was just repeating what you said, Judge. He was repeating what you said.
Oh, okay. So you should contact the bonding company or the bonding companies that the Sheriff's Department has on file that are authorized to write bonds in this county, and they will work with you. Their business is getting people out on bond. So some of them will even put you on payment plans. So just, you're gonna have to do that on your own, but just, I would encourage you to do that.
so if I pay my bond tonight, I can get out tonight?
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, Judge, we got Mr. David coming up. David Edge is coming up. Just back up a little bit so you can be seen in the camera.
Mr. Edge, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I'm gonna set the bond at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You can.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Edge. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for, April 6th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and then you'll receive a new court date. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Edge?
No, sir, I can still bond out though, right? Okay.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Edge.
Thank you, Mr. Woods, come on up. Judge, we got Tommy Woods coming up. Not sure if you're ready for him.
I'm going through the thing right through the CPU 8 right now to try to see. Let me see. They have 10 people on for tomorrow. All right, so with Mr. Woods, I don't have a warrant and I don't have a bond order. Let me try to see if I can get that information. And Mr. Woods, just so that you understand what's happening.
Yes, sir.
I received the information that the sheriff's department received when you are arrested.
Yes, sir.
And then I got it right here. So I have it. I do have it. Theft by taking and family violence battery. So, all right. Hold on. So you're gonna have a $5,000 bond on the battery charge, and you're gonna have a $2,500 bond on the theft by taking. So that's gonna be a total bond of $7,500.
Okay, sir, okay.
Do you want me to make a determination as to whether you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, you can, sir.
Okay.
Oh, can I ask you one question, sir? I get it. If I'm trying to bond out, how can I get the bonding company numbers and all that? I don't know how to get this stuff.
In front of the phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the sheriff's department, they'll give you a list of the bonding companies that are authorized to write bonds in the county, and they're gonna allow you to use the phone after this process. So you would have to call them and tell them your charges and tell them your bond amount, and then make the arrangements yourself. Are you currently working, Mr. Woods?
I get a check every month, sir.
Okay. Is that like SSI or
Yes,
something?
sir.
Okay. All right, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, Mr. Woods.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on your bond.
Okay.
And let me see. And it's going to be to stay away from Mariah Hill.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Mr.
No, sir. I'm just ready to go try to make one so I can go home, sir.
Okay. You're free to go back, Mr. Woods.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, Judge, I believe that's everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna check on Mr. Bennett, but thank you for your help today, and you have a good day.
You too, Judge. Take care.
Okay, goodbye.